Good morning from the Tri-Cities, Washington. Pasco, Kennewick, and Richland. And of course, West Richland and Findlay and all of that stuff. But
this neck of the woods.
This neck of the woods. Pastor Janice, Pastor Phil. Hope all is doing well. We've had some nice weather and some not so nice. It was 64 degrees on Friday. It was a new record. Of course, that was better than 1996 when we had a series of minus 14, minus 11, minus 14, minus 12. Yeah, it was a cold week then.
Good morning.
Hey, Rochelle. Hey,
Yeah, yesterday was certainly blustery, windy.
Certainly.
Phil did a funeral yesterday, and he did a beautiful job.
Except that it was outside with
was
30-mile-an-hour winds.
Could hardly hear him, but it was really well done. Phil has this unique ability of being able to explore a person's life and share that, so it's a joyful experience rather than dreary, dreadful stuff. So,
well, especially since this guy was a hippie.
Didn't drive a bus,
I'm just a born-again hippie.
He's a born-again hippie, yeah.
Hi, Susan.
So anyway, he did a beautiful job. It was for a parent of one of our members who has moved away to Florida, and they can hardly wait to get back.
After yesterday.
Yeah, oh gosh, everybody was quite cold afterwards. Anyway, so that was what's going on in our world.
Hello, Heidi.
Next week is our scheduled drive-by, but the temperatures are supposed to be at freezing or below as a high, so we're going to postpone that. So at least 1 week, maybe two, for the drive-by, just because
we're wimps.
It's excruciating when you're out there for a couple of hours. So anyway, stay tuned for that. I'll get some more information out. I'll put that on the Facebook group and the Facebook page. Get the words right.
Hi, Scott. Yeah, the lady that we did the funeral for yesterday, she used to live here. Her dad did, but she moved to Florida also. So she's down around Pensacola. Huh?
That's kind of what I said.
Was?
Yeah.
That's right, you did say that.
Don't mind us. We're just kind of, yeah. It's Sunday morning. Hope you're having a great morning.
Hi, Mark.
And you want to give us a few laughs there, Mr. Phil?
Well, I just actually want to start out with this. A woman was asked by a coworker, what is it like to be spiritual? The coworker replied, well, it's like being a pumpkin. God picks you from the patch, brings you in, washes all the dirt off, then he cuts off the top, scoops out all the yucky stuff, removes the seeds of doubt, hate, greed, and etc. And then he carves you a new smiling face and puts his light inside for you to shine for all the world to see.
Oh, that's sweet.
Isn't that nice?
That'd be good for Halloween. You might mark on that Halloween.
The dog is laying down with her head propped up against my leg.
That's cute.
T-shirts and sweatshirts that you might want, or you might not want them, but they're still pretty good. I didn't mean to push all your buttons. I was just looking for mute. My favorite coworker is the coffee machine. Yes, I'm a nurse. No, I don't want to look at it. I could be a morning person if morning happened at noon. Zombies eat brains. You're safe. You couldn't handle me even if I came with instructions.
Especially because most men don't read instructions.
I thought the dryer made my clothes shrink. Turns out it was the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do have a couple patron saints. Hi, Tracy. George Carlin and John Lennon. Mm-hmm. And John said, why in the world are we here? Surely not to live in pain and fear. Why on earth are you there? When you're everywhere, come get your share.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're here, you're there, you're everywhere. So beware. What was that? Was that Tom and Jerry? Or?
I think it was Tom and Jerry. Oh my God. That was 60 years ago or some stupid thing.
I'm old.
When will George Carlin, when will Jesus bring the pork chops? Remember that title of that book or whatever it was? This title offends all three major religions, even vegetarians.
Go, George.
All right. Offends everybody. Cool.
Equal opportunity offender.
That's right. Pineapples, oranges, lemons, watermelons, and tomatoes are all berries.
That's very interesting.
It says so in the book, so it must be true.
Must be true. It's a buried fact.
Things that make you go, mishaps are like knives. They either serve us or they cut us as we grasp them by the blade or the handle.
Get a handle on it.
Yeah. A practical man is a man who practices the errors of his forefathers.
What? That makes no sense.
You know, but it still makes you think. Those who mistake their good luck for their merit are inevitably bound for disaster.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in other words, I deserved it. Oops. Yep.
Oopsies.
Yep. It's one thing a lot of car salesmen do. And I'm not, this is not to go on car salesmen, but I know I've seen some of them say, oh no, you talk to them and they say, oh, you deserve a new car. Oh boy, give me a break. Yeah, right. Don't fall for it. Okay.
You may want one, you may desire one,
Yeah.
and it may be appropriate for you to get one, but whenever we tack on that deserve thing,
Trouble. Making bad decisions. Peggy, thank you so much. I have jokes from you here in a minute.
So we'll blame you now.
No, they're good.
Okay.
There is true music of nature, the song of the birds, the whisper of the leaves, the ripple of the waters upon a sandy shore, and the wail of the wind or sea. Had the wail of wind yesterday. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
That's true.
It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Should I say it again?
That's enough.
Youth is wasted on the young. I agree. Completely agree. And Ralph Waldo Emerson, write on your hearts that every day is the best day of the year.
You know what I say when I get up? This is the day in which the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
Yep.
Shifts the whole day.
It does. It does. It does. This is a couple from Peggy, so thank you, Peggy. A handful of 7-year-old children were asked what they thought about beer. This is Tim, 7. I think beer must be good. My dad says the more beer he drinks, the prettier my mom gets. Oops.
Obviously, the more beer he drinks, the less edit button he has active.
I think beer makes my dad sleepy, and we get to watch what we want to on television when he's asleep. So beer is nice.
Go beer.
Shush, dog. Shh. Be quiet. I'm a nurse in a hospital children's ward. One night I was at a nurse's station when I heard a little boy in his room talking. He kept the patter up for some time. Finally, I got on the intercom and said softly but firmly, "All right, Johnny, it's time to go to sleep now." There was quiet in the room. And then he said, "Okay, God, I will." And I didn't hear a peep from him after that. Okay.
How can you read that? It's teeny, teeny, tiny little print.
You're all the way over there. With no glasses. An old preacher was dying. He sent a message for his IRS agent and his lawyer, both who were church members, to come to his home. When they arrived, they were ushered up to his bedroom. As they entered the room, the preacher held out his hands and motioned for them to sit on either side of the bed. The preacher grasped their hands and sighed contently, smiled, and stared at the ceiling. For a time, no one said anything. Both the IRS agent and the lawyer were touched by and flattered that the old preacher would ask them to come with him to be with him during his final moments. They were also very puzzled. The preacher had never given any indication that he particularly liked either one of them. Finally, the lawyer said, "Preacher, why did you ask the two of us to come?" The old preacher mustered up some strength. Then he said weakly, "Jesus died between two thieves, and that's how I want to go too." Ha ha!
I
Just doing their job.
Have no words. No words.
Mm-hmm. We good?
I suppose.
Okay. Toodles. See you in a minute. Hi, Vicky. You stay here. Be a good dog.
Don't bark.
Don't bark.
No bark.
You see this?
Oh my goodness. She's being a shmoo. We call that shmooing. She's leaning on Phil. It's really cute. So let's begin today. Let me get my reading glasses. Let's begin today with a prayer, shall we? This one is a prayer for relief from loneliness. With the lockdown, we're all kind of feeling it, are we not? Anyway, here we go. I feel alone. Help me with your divine presence. I feel abandoned. Help me to see your face. I feel as if no one cares. Show me your tender mercies. Help me to befriend myself. Teach me to like, love, and honor myself in a new way. This is hard. Walk with me. Help me feel your love. Teach me to love and be loved. In the name of Jesus, amen. And our gratitude is, I'm grateful for new opportunities to connect with myself, with others, and divine source. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those times when we can get together and reconnect, aren't you? And it's almost been a year that we've been doing online services. I think March 15th was the last service in our building. I still have hope we'll be back. It looks like things are going to take a turn here, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And hope is what we want to talk about today, because hope grants us an encouragement, does it not? I think I want to read to you from Proverbs. Proverbs 13, verse 12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. And the other half of this verse is, but desire fulfilled is a tree of life. And then later in verse 19, desire realized is sweet to the soul. So hope is healing. And when we have no hope, or our hope is deferred, or our hope is diminished, it's harmful to our being. But how do we create hope for ourselves? Because it's not just an automatic experience of life. How do we get it? How do we reclaim it? How do we activate it? Well, there's a lot I could say about that. But the first thing I want to say is that hope is dependent upon our concepts. If we believe things are dark and dreary, they're going to be dark and dreary. And then hope gets deferred. It doesn't go away. It's not extinguished. We can still reclaim that. But hope gets deferred. And what I'm talking about here is when we decide that a thing has to be a certain way. We make a judgment call or a decision about our lives. Like, I have to have a life a certain way, otherwise I'm not going to be happy. And when we do that, we create this parameter in which we function. And most of the time those are okay. Most of those times those give us structure for our being. But sometimes those parameters create a perimeter that keeps us locked in and locked down. You know, if we have a parameter that says, I can't live without a relationship, and we're in a really toxic relationship, that parameter is going to form a perimeter around us that's going to keep us locked in and not able to move forward, not able to shift and change our mind. So what parameter have we addressed, have we decided for ourselves that's creating perimeter that's blocking our hope? We're doing it to ourselves. has to be a certain way. I expect this to happen, or otherwise I'm not going to be happy. Okay, that's that perimeter that blocks our journey. A perimeter creating parameters, or parameters that creates perimeters that block us. It's all about choice. What are we choosing for ourselves? And each day gets to be a new choice. Now, these choices that we make are made on a deep level, and they're often sometimes unconscious. No one would ever say to themselves truly out loud, I have to have a relationship or I just can't function. No, they wouldn't say that. But based on life experiences, we feel fear, and therefore we set up this structure of a parameter that sets a perimeter. And fear is like faith without hope. Fear blocks us down and doesn't engender the hope that is necessary and vital for our soul to thrive, for our spirit to be gleeful and joyful and abundant. So I have a couple of sayings. You've heard me say this before. Worry is a prayer in reverse. Worry is a prayer in reverse. And often worry is engendered because we've lost hope. Without hope, we worry. We're stuck in fear and worry. But with hope, we go, okay, this is how it is right now, but I have hope for something better. I have hope. I have this positive anticipation. That's what hope is. A positive anticipation. It's not an expectation, because we don't know how things are going to work out, but we know it's going to be okay. We know whatever's going to work out is going to be in our benefit. We're going to get there. It may not be the there we're thinking we're going to be, but we're on a path. We're on our ascension path. We're on the journey. So are we going to be stuck in fear, or are we going to be stuck in worry, or are we going to engender hope for ourselves? Hope is a dream with wings. Hope is a dream with wings. And prayer is a wish with wings. So prayer is really important here. It's us and the big guys, whoever they are for you, whatever that is for you. It's our journey here. And we can't do it without being connected in. If we're not connected in, hope is diminished. With that connection, hope thrives. Our souls thrive. Our spirit thrives. And that in turn allows our life to be abundant and blessed. I also think hope is a joy-filled wonderment fueled by the spark of intent. When we have a dream with purpose, when we have our intent, then we can leave the how-tos up to divine source or the specifics. And as things show up, we take that step. As the next thing shows up, we take that next step. And as we do that, then our world expands rather than contracts. And we get to move forward, and we get to be blessed in a joy-filled way. I want to chat with you just a little bit about these choices. Now, this is kind of airy-fairy, but I want to put anchors on this so that we can hang on to this. All right? So hope seems to be this big airy-fairy thing of, oh yeah, I hope for a better day, la la la. No. Hope is this positive anticipation. Now, when we get an expectation, that's different than a positive anticipation. A positive anticipation is this joy-filled, experiential feeling that we have when we have the knowing and the faith that it's all going to be okay. An expectation is, it better be this way or I'm not going to be happy. And there's no joy in that. There's fear in that. There's fear in that. So what we are looking for here is we're looking for ways in which to structure our joy. Make sense? We're looking for ways in which to give our hope wings. Give our dreams wings. So it's like making a cake. I love baking a cake. I love baking a cake and having good results. I don't like baking a cake and having it not good. I made gluten-free biscuits the other day for Phil. It did not turn out very well. Matter of fact, we thought, well, I'll give them to the dog as treats. No. Even she just put them in her mouth and they just crumbled and there were crumbs all over the floor. So it was like, no, they just got tossed. That was not a good thing. I followed the recipe, but I didn't have all of the ingredients right. I followed the recipe using, it was set aside for regular flour, and I needed some other ingredients to complement or go with the gluten-free flour that I used. But if we have the right recipe and we have the right ingredients and we follow the instructions, we're going to have a good outcome. Right? So find what works for you. Find the pattern that you're looking for. Or find somebody who's doing what you're looking for. Now, if you find somebody that seems to be doing well, let them mentor you. Ask them how they're doing it. And then if you lack those ingredients, go get them. Do you need to take a class? Do you need to go to school? Do you need to shift your prayers? Do you need to walk a different way? Is there timing involved that you don't know about? You put a cake in for 35 minutes, and when you're done, it's done. If you don't know the timing, then you're going to be checking every 2 seconds, opening the door, closing the door, unless you have a window with a light. And let's hope we have a window to our soul with a light in it. Like Phil was talking about the pumpkin. Let that divine light fill us. And we can see, are we cooking? Are we cooking right? Have we got the right ingredients here? So we have a general idea of the outcome we want, which is happy life, don't we? And there's lots of ingredients to a happy life. And what I think is a happy life, you might not think is a happy life. I'm different. What do you think is a happy life? And make sure those are positive anticipations and not expectations. I have to have this or I won't be happy. That's going to lead to that hope deferred and heart sickness. It's sad. Breaks us down. But even when we're in circumstances that are less than ideal, we can have hope. We can have positive anticipation that things are going to be okay. We can have positive anticipation that even in this situation, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Not only am I going to be okay, I'm okay right now. Because I have the appropriate ingredients brewing, cooking. So what are you cooking up in your world? Are you cooking up joy? Or are you cooking up fear? Nobody can answer that but you. I can't answer that. I can't fix that. Nobody can fix that but you. That's your task. But each day starts with a new choice, a new perspective, a positive anticipation, hope. If all we look for every day when we wake up is drudgery, it's going to be the same today as it was yesterday, as it was the day before, as it was the day before, as it was the day before. That takes all the hope and joy out of it. But with positive anticipation, a ton of new things could appear that we hadn't even considered. And see, that's the really cool thing about divine source, about God, Spirit, higher power, Jesus, all that, whatever that is for you, is that they got this. They got that. They've got us. And we can have a positive anticipation knowing that new things are going to show up for us. unexpected, unintended consequences that are positive because our heart is in the right space. Our heart is connected. Our heart is full of hope. Hope is a substance that grants us strength and structure for our lives. So, with that said, what's your hope? What is our hope? Hope for a better day tomorrow? Certainly. I hope for a better day today. I hope for a better next 5 minutes. I hope for joy in the next hour. And you know, when I do that, funny thing is, funny stuff happens. Phil and I laugh a lot because life is goofy, you know. But that's our pattern. Maybe you don't live goofy. And maybe goofy isn't an element that you enjoy. But maybe interesting is your forte. And with hope, that positive anticipation, interesting things will show up for you. So what's your forte? What's your main deal? What's your core system in place? What's your parameter that's creating your perimeter? If your parameter is something that allows for spontaneity and opportunity, those things are going to happen. And if our parameter is setting a perimeter of resentment, bitterness, stuckness, that's where we're going to be. So open your perimeter. Open that up. Set different perimeters through setting different parameters. So it's all about choice. What are you choosing to do? What are you cooking up? Are you going to cook biscuits? Are you going to cook a cake? Are you going to cook up pork chops and Mexican rice? What are you cooking? What's cooking in here in your heart space, in your soul? What do you got cooking? Nothing? You got something cooking. We all do. So choose. Choose what you're going to cook up. I'm going to cook up adventure. All right, that sounds great. What are the elements of adventure? Something new and different, something exciting. That's really cool. Go for it. Put those elements into your perimeter, and your parameter is going to get bigger. And all those new exciting things are going to happen because you have positive anticipation. You're cooking it up. What are you cooking? What are you cooking? Hope is this key element to whatever you're cooking. Hope is the key element that allows us to cook. Because it's simmering inside. It's percolating inside. Hope does that. So take a look. Has hope kind of gone by the wayside and we're just trudging through? You know, survival is a good thing. I think survival is overrated. I want to thrive. I don't want to just survive. Been there, done that. I want to thrive. And sometimes all you can do is one foot in front of the other and survive. And if that's the best you can do, that's the best you can do. And I honor you for that. But what if we could just cook up something even better than that? Cook up a life of joy and abundance and the thrill of living. We can do that. Look for the ingredients. Ask for them to be gifted to you. Ask the ingredients that are right for you to be gifted to you, and they'll come in your awareness. What a beautiful thing. You don't even have to know. You get to ask for it, and it'll be revealed. It'll be revealed to you. The only key is stepping out of autopilot. Of the mundane, one foot in front of the other. Yeah, that's survival. And sometimes we got to do that. But stepping out of that pattern and into a pattern of stopping, looking around, what element would be important for me now? What ingredient is important for me now? Take a look at that. What element, what ingredient is next in the recipe for my own happiness? And maybe you don't know. But as you're observing your life, as you're observing life in general, you'll read something, you'll hear a song on the radio, you'll have an inspiration, you'll have a ping in your heart space, somebody will say something to you, and you know what? You'll go, oh, there it is. There it is. I didn't know I needed that. Until there it is. And as we look at those things, we can add them or we can just subtract them. Oh, if I bring this into my life and that doesn't fit my parameters, then I'm going to change my parameters. Expand that. Change my parameters. Make a new choice. And that new choice leads to hope. And with hope, we have this bright spark that disengages us from disappointments. That's an ancient one. I didn't quote it quite right, but that's it. Hope can disengage future disappointments. That's what it does. Because when we're stuck without hope, all of those previous disappointments are online. They're present. If we can disengage from that and be in this state of hope with positive anticipation, then any little discouragement that comes along isn't going to devastate us. It's like, oh, well, there it is. That's a thing that happened, okay. And I'm on my way. I'm still going. I'm still functioning. Make sense? I see a lot of people who are just devastated by an event, and needlessly so. Yeah, it knocks you down, knocks you to your knees. Pray while you're down there, and then get back up. And what gets us back up is hope. Hope. Where are you putting your hope? Are you putting your hope in mundane, same thing, over and over survival? No, that's not going to grant you any blessings in your soul. It's going to keep you living, keep you surviving. That's a good thing, because as long as we're living, as long as we're surviving, we have choice. And when we have choice, we have hope. So what's your next step? What's your hope? And you look for the ingredients. You ask for them to be revealed to you, and they will. And when those ingredients are revealed to you, you can move forward and take the next step. So let me walk you on a guided meditation, shall we? Let's do that. Take a deep breath in, and I want you to bring your attention to the heart space. And from your heart space, I want you to send energy to the crown chakra. This is where we connect to divine source. Allow that connection to take place, and you'll feel the living light of love flow into your heart space. And at the same time that's working, bring your attention to the bottoms of your feet and let the portals at the bottoms of your feet open. And as you open, then you're grounded to the earth, this physical plane, because we're here. Good Lord, we're here. It's all about the journey here in this physical plane and how we do it spiritually. So connect in. And that helps us get solid, get strong. Because from that strength, we have another ingredient that is mixing up for our next great recipe. So you have this earth energy coming into your heart space, and you have divine energy coming into your heart space. And let them just be here. Oh, it feels so good, doesn't it? Now let that energy flow out to your shoulders. We carry a ton of tension in our neck and our shoulders. Just roll your shoulders and let that energy flow. And where the energy flows, then pain dissipates, structure, this rigidity dissipates. Because this positive anticipation It's about going with the flow. It's about ease of movement. And when we're all tightened up, we can't have that. So let this energy flow in here and loosen that up. And let the energy flow into your arms and into your hands. We're going to be using our hands in our meditation today. So just be really mindful of the energy in your hands. There's energy portals in the palms of your hands. Just be aware of those because we're going to look at those again inside this meditation. Now bringing more and more of this grounded divine energy throughout the rest of your torso, your legs, your feet, your whole body. This rejuvenates you and brings you hope. And now let's take a little adventure in our mind's eye, shall we? Allow yourself to find your way to a forest. Lots of trees, an undergrowth of plants. And let's imagine that it's springtime. So the weather is warm, birds are singing. It's delightful. Feels lovely here. And notice that there's trees and there's the smell of the pine trees. And hear the crunch of the pine needles under your feet as you're walking along. And your path is going to wind you through the trees, however you want to take that. And you're going to come across a clearing. And when you get into this clearing, you'll notice that there's beautiful wildflowers everywhere. It is spring. And you'll also notice that there's sunlight bathing this meadow, this open space. And in the very center of this open space are 2 stone pillars with another stone across the top. Go to that. And as you look at those stone pillars, you see that the 2 upright pillars have carvings on them. One of them signifies grace, that we talked about last week, and the other signifies hope. And across the top of both of those is faith, because hope and grace support faith. Grace is that unmerited favor that we just receive from divine source, and hope is counting on that to happen, that positive anticipation for that to happen. And faith is knowing that there is a force greater than ourselves that can and will assist if we just ask, if we're just open. And put your hand on the pillar that says grace. And as you touch this pillar that represents grace, you will recall all the times when you had blessings that came out of the blue unexpected. You know, our memories are so clouded with the negativity bias that we have as a human beings. We just do that. We tend to remember the negative stuff. It's just kind of our predisposition. But by touching this pillar of grace, we can tap into the time or times when divine intervention happened. There's so many times. But we gloss over them because we're trying to protect ourselves. And it's okay. But for this moment, set all those times aside and just focus on the moments of grace. When you had just enough energy to do what you needed to do. When you had an insight that you could share with somebody else and it blessed their day. When you encouraged someone. When you were needing encouragement yourself. And feel grace fill your palm, fill your hand. Activate this energy portal in the palm of your hand. And then with your other hand, touch the pillar that represents hope. Positive anticipation, good things coming, abundance down the road, Abundance here and now, just ready for your awareness, ready for your attention. And feel that energy of hope activate the palm of your hand, the other hand. And if your pillars are close enough, touch them both at the same time. If they're not, then keep touching hope and notice the grace in the other hand, so that you're feeling both energies, both hope and grace. And as you do that, notice that there is a waterfall of light coming from the pillar across that says faith. This shower of light filling you, granting you deeper faith, granting you stronger faith. And now step through the portal. And you see ahead of you a sacred fire. Just notice that sacred fire. You might want to get closer. See what feels right to you. Maybe it's a huge bonfire. Maybe it's a tiny little campfire. Whatever is there is what's right for you. Just notice it. And notice as you step forward into this, next to this sacred fire, that it's different than a real fire. And maybe it's glowing with a different color. Maybe it's glowing with blue. Or maybe it's glowing with aqua. Or maybe it's glowing with green or red or yellow or orange or purple. Maybe even gold or sparkles of silver or iridescent white. Whatever you're experiencing in this sacred fire may have spiritual significance to you, so just notice it and pay attention to it. And as you're standing next to this sacred fire, a being steps out from behind it and steps over and comes to you. This is Eagle Grandfather. Perhaps it's a Native American in full Native American regalia. Perhaps it's just an elderly gentleman. But this is a sacred being, and he has a gift for you. It's a gift that will renew your hope and strengthen your hope. So receive that gift now. Maybe it's a word, maybe it's a thought, maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a directive, or maybe it's a symbolic object. Whatever you're gifted with, receive it with deep gratitude. And have a sense that your hope is being renewed. And as you receive that gift, whether it's a symbolic object or a word or a thought or a feeling or a directive, put it in your heart space. And feel the energies in the palms of your hands now. And they're even more activated because you have this gift in your heart space. And that energy is flowing down into your hands. Grace and hope. And now pour that energy into this fire, the sacred fire. And see the sacred fire get bigger, get brighter, get stronger. And know that you are encouraging and blessing your own being, your own sacred self. That you are an advocate for yourself. You are loving yourself and honoring yourself. Because honor is a key to hope and grace. And hope and grace are an outcome of honor. They work together. So experience this fire within, the sacred fire, and feel that sacred fire within getting brighter. Hope being ignited, hope being restored, hope being renewed. Don't have to know the outcome. Just know that the next step will be revealed. The journey will awaken. The journey will open for you. And your perimeters have expanded to allow this grace and hope to bless your life on a far higher level. So thank you, Grandfather, for being here for you. Noticing the fire within, the sacred fire. and allow yourself to take that awareness and that gift that you were given with you. Back out through the portal, the pillars of stone, noticing again hope and grace, supporting faith, stepping back through the pillars and allowing yourself to find your way back into the forest, back through the forest, that beautiful spring day, back into your body, back into the here and now, back into this time and space, allowing yourself to feel renewed, hope restored, and the blessings of that, with positive anticipation for not only the rest of today, but the rest of the journey. Might want to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Deep breath in, stretch a little bit, and welcome back. Mr. Phil, if you'd like to join me, please, sir, we'll do communion. He's on his way back. Welcome back, Mr. Phil. Oh, there's a dog face. Look, scooch.
Where?
Right past you.
Oh.
I think she likes her daddy. She was like, look at me. Oh, my daddy's back. Okay, communion. May I serve you? Communion. Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this in, help us to take in our life's journey. Help us to take it in with hope, that positive anticipation. We ask that you walk with us in all things. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Sun's coming out. Yay. Thank you.
Had to put an umbrella up to block the sun a little bit so it wouldn't glare quite so bad. Worked a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Join us in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this in, as we drink it in, help us to drink in life. Help us to drink in life with hope. Grant us hope in the next step and in the steps after that. These things we pray in the name of the Ascended One, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
May it be so. And of course, Beth is doing the donation thing. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
If you have questions about your guided meditation, post those. Am I forgetting something?
Nope. We appreciate the donations. I mean, we still have a building, even though it's been almost a year since we've been there. Well, it'll be a year in March.
Yep.
So 10 months, certainly.
And even though nobody's there,
almost 11.
even though nobody's at the building, I mean, our utilities are still $400 because we have to pay for sewer and we have to pay for garbage pickup. Even though we're not using it, that's just part of what we got to do. So that's just it. So thank you for all your help with all of that.
Thank you.
And again, when we do a drive-by, we'll have a gift for you if you'd like to do a donation. So more information on that to come.
I was going to say, what do we do? What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're going to postpone because next
Yeah, I
week
know,
is supposed to be cold.
but-
I don't have those answers.
Oh, okay.
I know Beth is working on a couple of little things, and Nancy just ordered us some crystals. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
What, from Zimbabwe or something? Or
I have no idea.
actually, did you see there's a hiking trail on the west side off of I-90? Don't know exactly where, but not a terrible long distance from here. That you can go on a nice little hike and dig for crystals.
Ooh.
I guess it's perfectly legal.
Ooh. I know around here someplace you can look for Apache tears.
Yeah.
Haven't done that yet.
Hi,
All
Alan.
right.
So I'll go back and look and
All
see
right.
if there's anything there.
He's going to go back and check on that. And I'm going to get him on the intercom. Giving him a chance to walk back there. I hear it ringing.
What do you want?
At what And if somebody has any questions about their meditation today, I hope that meditation blessed you. I thought I was getting ready this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a meditation. What can I do, Phil? Phil says, well, how about stone pillars? Okay. And that kind of showed up from there. All right. What you got?
Just hold on.
Okay.
Hold a minute. Blue says, Marie, for some reason, couldn't hear us.
Oh.
Inspiration, find impression, hope I get stage. Just trying to, I'm reading stuff that he's coming. Okay. Joe said, Blue Flames at the Fire was given a wooden bead necklace with the word joy.
All righty. So blue is about communication, whether that's spirit communication or divine communication. I'm going to write these down. Maybe I'll have a better chance of remembering them.
That's why I put a pen and paper in front of you.
Oh, you were just so sweet. And wooden beads. And who said this, Joe?
No.
So what I'm getting for you specifically on this is that you have a lot to communicate to others. There's a lot for you to share here. And the wooden beads represent all those things that you do have to share. And as you share, then that brings you joy. So they're acknowledging for you that your willingness to share all these different aspects brings you joy and brings others joy. So they're honoring you for that journey. Hope that answers your question. Okay, what else?
Tracy, you know Duraflame, the chemical logs?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, powerful. Thank you. I received a fire-filled Duraflame colors crystal ball.
All right, so this is every color that you need. You have everything that you need for your insights. So what this means to me is that your insights are going to be expansive. Just open up and you've got it. That you'll be inspired. This flame is about inspiration. And so as you're inspired to share your insights, you'll be given more insights. So the more you do, the more you get. So bless you in that journey, because there's lots for you to share. Hope that answered that question. Anything else?
May had red flames. She was given a trophy and poured energy over a fire and flame that turned to white.
All right. So red is about passion and restoring that passion within. Sometimes, how can I say this? So, your passion for living has been a little bit stifled because of the lockdown. You're very much a people person and interactive with people, and so it's been hard. You've had interaction with family, and that's been really, really good. As we step out of this restriction and more open, because opening is coming, this is allowing you the energy to succeed. And the trophy is all about honoring how much you've done. And it's reminding you that you have done a lot already. And your passion to encourage and your compassion to heal, you've done a lot. And then turning the flame into white, this is allowing you to have that purity of intent that will make you even more of a blessing in your world. So more good stuff coming your way. I hope that helps. What else? Yes, Mr. Phil?
Allie said she was given a small leather pouch with healing herbs and a kiss on my forehead where my third eye is.
third eye kiss. That is just precious, is it not? Phil wasn't feeling well one Sunday, and so he laid down in one of the pews. I think we were having a potluck or something, and he was laying down in one of the pews. And Patient's daughter, Harmony June, came up and kissed him on the third eye. Oh, he said that was the most heavenly thing he had ever experienced. So this is heavenly connection, divine source letting you know how much you are loved. And this healing pouch with leather pouch with healing herbs in it is letting you know that you are healing your life, and in turn you are becoming a healer on a higher level. I hope that makes sense for you. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What else?
So, do we want to get out about on time, or do you want another one or two?
Another one or two. Let's do another one or two, and then...
Okay, Marlene, this one's a little bit long, so I'll read a portion of it, I guess, or you tell me when to stop or something. Etched onto the pillar of hope was a cross.
Okay.
On the pillar of grace was water. The pillar of faith was a dove. Want me to keep going, or?
Yeah.
The fire was surrounded by white light, and a Native American gave me a peace pipe. And I gave a beaded bag with native design.
Okay. All right. So your pillars are your strength. So the first pillar was hope or was grace, Phil?
Hope was a cross.
Okay. So with the cross, your hope is in your faith. Your hope is in Jesus. Your hope is knowing that you've got the power. You got what it takes, and you're blessed, and you've got that connection. The water on the grace pillar is letting you know that you're in the flow. This is flow of energy, flow of healing, flow of hope, all of that. You're in the flow. And the dove on the faith is peace, is again peace. And you were given a peace pipe when you were standing by the white flame. This white flame is of purity, getting your heart pure, just doing what you came here to do, which is love. And you do that. And so you were given the peace pipe, which is allowing you to breathe it in and share that breath of peace, as people are so much in need of that right now. And the beaded bag you gave back is an honorary acknowledging this sacredness of this moment. So honoring the sacredness of the peace that you've been given. Not everyone has peace. And this is a gift from God. So you can honor that. And in that honoring, you're walking this sacred path that connects you even more deeply to hope, grace, and your faith. So how beautiful is that? Thank you for sharing. Okay, anybody else?
One more?
Okay, one more.
Rowana said a purple sphere.
Okay, so purple often relates to divine connection, and the sphere has to do with it's not got a side. It's whole, it's full, it's clear, it's open, and there's no rough edges. So this allows you that divine connection clearly. It allows you that divine communication that's blessed and pure. So don't be surprised if your prayers aren't answered more clearly, and if the communication between you and Divine Spirit isn't brighter, clearer, and sharper from here on. Thank you very much for that.
Good job.
Thank you. So, wow, we did it.
We did. And the
Another
sun's
Sunday.
out.
Yes.
Woohoo.
So let's wrap up our service today with the energy connection, energy circuit. Bringing the energy that's already here from divine source, bringing it into your heart space, and you're already connected to the earth from your heart space. Bringing that connected, grounded, living light of love from your heart. Do your one hand, jump to the other hand, so that there's an energy space here between the hands and then back to the heart. This completes a circuit, an energy circuit, a heart circuit, a love circuit. And you can feel the energy build between your hands. We've already amplified some of that energy by touching the pillars of hope and of grace. So you might be feeling even more energy than you have done before, than you felt before. There's a lot of energy moving here. Now, the energy that's building now is energy that you can share with someone. Maybe there's a specific someone that could use healing or comfort or encouragement, a blessing of some sort, hope, maybe. And you collect all this energy now that's in your hands and either send that to them or imagine them standing in the middle of that circle of energy. Anyway, either way, they are blessed with that. And then we want to release them. We don't want any psychic backwash, so clear that out. Fresh, bright energy from divine source, that living light of love. And the hand back to the heart space. This time the energy now is building between your hands. This is energy you're going to keep. You're going to take with you from this moment that will feed you and fill you for the upcoming week. So as you feel this,
Feed me.
Feed me. As you feel this energy building between your hands, collect it and just know that this is the living light of love being gifted to you personally. Bring it into your heart space. And from that, then you can share that any way you can in your world. Be a blessing. God bless. And we will see you next time.
Go outside. Week's going to be kind of cold, so go outside today and enjoy the sun. Do something. Stick your hands in the dirt. Something.
Oh, before you close, Wednesday I'm going to be doing Beth and I are going to do an insights class on Zoom. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll make sure you get the link. All right? Have a great afternoon. Love.